welcome into the Pope Prep Coaches Show. Coach Kim DeMarigny will join us later, but first, Dr. Charles Wade, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
Since we last talked last week, you've had 3 games since then, 3 big games, and we'll start with the one on Friday night. Friday night was a very emotional night for many reasons. Senior night, that group of seniors, it's always tough to say goodbye and watch them and what was their final home game. They played one more after that because of snow. But talk about that game on Friday night. It was a 9-point win over Innsworth. Talk about the emotions of the evening with your guys.
Well, it was a tough night, like you said, for many reasons. Kind of the finality of all of our seniors playing their last home game in front of a special crowd, with everyone wearing their blue in remembrance of one of our former players and the past Chase Edwards. Just not our kids were emotional all day, so it was tough not having Chase there with us, even though he was there in spirit and the blue and Mom being there. So, we had a hard time just kind of keeping it together.
And I felt like emotionally, you knew it was going to come. There was a lot of energy in the beginning, the emotion, let's get this. And then you kind of hit that emotional wall because it was a long day for your players. And, one of the cool things I want to commend you because you are competing right now to do something this school has never done, and that's win this division. And you're right there with Brentwood Academy. And senior night, you started a young man, Will Spence. Not only did you start Will Spence as a senior who doesn't get a lot of playing time, but you got him some looks at 3, didn't make one, but I thought that was a really cool moment that you made bigger than what basketball was.
And it is bigger than basketball. Will comes out there, he gives us everything he has. He's a leader on and off the floor. He deserved the opportunity to get some shots in that game. We didn't just want to put him out there just for ceremonial purposes. The idea was to let him hit a couple threes and get the crowd involved. And he's a good shooter. I think he's it's in his head now, but he shot well in practice, and it's a gesture that. I just didn't want it to be a token gesture for Will because he means so much to us in our program and what we're trying to do this year.
Well, the chemistry that this team has built, you can see it there. They wanted Will to get his chance. They were working to get Will his chance. Yes. And everybody was coming off the bench when he would shoot a 3, and all that. So it was good. It was a good night. I know you were glad to get that game behind you. For a lot of reasons. Yeah. And then you moved on to Monday night in a snow makeup game, which then turned out to be our last home game against the CPA team. They gave you all a lot of fits last year. And this one, I don't want to say revenge is ever a thing, but those were some tough losses last year. You had a game winner at the end last year here that you had a chance to make and didn't. Yeah. So talk about the turnaround and you had some big games from some kids that night too.
Yeah, we played fantastic really from the start to finish. We shot it well. Blaine coming off the bench hitting 4 D3s, Osby, the energy not only he brought on the offensive end, but the defensive end. He even got him a dunk attempt in there. I really thought he was going to make it, but he got up there. I'll give him that.
Yep, absolutely.
Trey and Fred and Jerron, Tonio, and even Donovan off the bench and the energy that he brought. He's been playing fantastic. So just a continuation of that. And I just think we were defensively locked in. To hold a team like CPA to 22 points and a half is really getting it done. And that's been our focus the last 2 weeks. After we gave up 81 last week in the game, we talked about we're having to defend to get to where we want to go. If we want to get to Cookville, we got to defend.
As impressive as it was to hold them to 22, I think you had 52 at halftime. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we shot, like I said, Blaine and Osby shooting the ball the way they did. We offensive rebounding, we were really good in that game. We had a lot of second chance points. Our press was working, so it was almost like a perfect storm. We got all 3 of the things that we like to do going. Yep.
Well, and I think that's one of the things we've all been waiting on is to watch this team really put it together for 4 quarters. And really it was 3 quarters because in the 4th quarter you got some kids some chances to get in there and play, which is really cool. But for 3 quarters they really kept the foot on the gas. And and had that mentality, which is one of the things we've all been kind of waiting to see what they can do.
Yeah, that's kind of been the us preaching. If we can play consistently at a high level for four quarters, we will be a tough out against anyone. Talent-wise, we're as talented as anybody in the state. It's just a matter of having a mentality where you get up 20 and not let's start doing things to pad our averages or leak out or just teenage type stuff. So we're starting to get it.
And you still, at times you have 3 sophomores sitting out there.
Yes.
So you're still a young team. But, one young man I want to talk about, because then you turned around Tuesday, you go to Lipscomb Academy, get another really nice win there. There's all good wins in this division. Yeah. Is Fred Bailey. Fred has had an amazing year. Yeah. He is an amazing young man, should have been a finalist this year.
I 100% agree.
It was really a travesty that he does not get recognized for everything that he's done.
Yeah.
And, the one thing that maybe hurts him is he's on the team with a lot of good players.
Yeah.
And if he played selfish this year, his numbers could have been higher, but he didn't. Oh. And he should be in that talk, and it's more than just how many points you're averaging a game, and I think he was 19 or whatever. Yeah. But he does so many other good things for you.
Well, in that game Tuesday night, he had 15 rebounds.
Yeah.
From the guard position, 15 rebounds.
That's unheard of.
That is getting it done. There was a reason why he was the first player to get a triple-double. Fred plays with a great deal of physicality. He imposes his will. But I looked at that stat the next morning. I could not believe it. We knew he rebounded well, but to the order of 15, that was special. And it's special to kind of see his growth, not only from last year to this year, but from game to game. And just how he comes over and approach the coaches and discuss what he's seeing on the floor, what he like to do, like what he like to see happen. That's a big change from last year.
Yeah. So you get that win. You have one more game that will be Friday night, and then your region play is done. You go at CPA, a team who you just played on Monday. Is it tough? Is it any more pressure to face a team that quickly on the turnaround?
Yes.
Or does it make it easier to prepare?
It makes it a little bit easier to prepare because there's not much is going to change as far as preparation. We had success against them, so why would we game plan much differently? Or there are some things we got to shore up. Yes, we were not very good transition defense, and we wasn't consistent rebounding the ball. We shore those 2 things up, and then just kind of let the chips fall where they may. I think the biggest part is just keeping the boys motivated because it was such a gap in the game, but having them understand they're at home, they're going to shoot better. Sure. It's their last home game, even though kind of the tourney is going to be played there. It's their last regular season home game, and they're going to come out fired up and ready to go for their senior. So we have to be ready for that.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that you've had to adjust and these kids have had to adjust this year, especially after the way last year finished, is they're now being hunted. And, this team's going to go in there against us on Friday night. They're going to take us very seriously. Yep. They're going to have nothing to lose. And you've had to see that, when you all beat Brentwood Academy here and then you go at BA. I saw an interview after that game that we've had that game circled since we lost. And it's very different for this school and this program, and it's a testament to what you have done and what you've built here to be on that end of it, because usually we're on the other end with nothing to lose.
We to have that statement come out of their players' mouth at BA shows how things have flipped, because that was never the case. Even when we had success 2 years ago, people wasn't circling us on the schedule for a get-back game or a bounce-back game. So we're in new territory in many ways. 22 wins, school record. Only 4 losses at this point. 9 wins in the region, school record. So we're approaching a lot of things that we've never experienced before. But the boys are taking it in stride. We as coaches just got to keep reminding them what the ultimate goal is and how we're going to get there.
After Friday's game, there will be a bit of a break for you all. How do you adjust? How do you handle not going straight into a game on Tuesday, because you will get the bye to the semifinals?
Treat it just like a normal bye. We'll take Saturday and Sunday off, get their bodies back in order. Some of them will still find their way into the gym Saturday because that's who they are. We'll come in Monday, Tuesday, really get after it and try to do a lot more scrimmaging, getting up and down to keep us game fresh, game ready to go. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we start to work on game planning. We won't really know who we're going to play until Thursday, so we'll hone in on the opponent Thursday evening.
And from a scheduling standpoint, the tournament will be hosted at CPA. When will you play? What day will you play? And
we will play right now. We're guaranteed to play Friday.
Okay.
So if we finish the second seed, I believe it's either 5 or 5:30. If we're the number 1 seed, I think it's at 7:30.
And then you win that game, you turn around and play the next day.
Saturday night. Yeah.
And then the state tournament starts.
Yes.
Not looking too far ahead, trying to project for people who want to come watch us play and know when we're playing.
Yeah.
It's always difficult to find the information online
Yeah.
and stuff. But right now, I know you want to do one game at a time. You want to go win Friday night and get that tied record. Or I think you all are tied right now with BA. If
we are.
You win. I think you all end up tied for the division.
We tied for the division, so a lot of the other games have implications. If somehow Lipscomb upsets BA, then we are number 1 seed by ourselves. If that doesn't happen, BA wins, we win. We need NBA to beat Ryan because then NBA is the 3rd seed, and the tiebreaker for the number 1 seed would go against Comet record. And since since BA split with NBA, we would have the advantage there. So that's what we're looking forward to. And then next Friday, really the most important game we'll have all year because it's a chance to, if you win that game, you're hosting the sub-state or the quarterfinal game to go to Cookeville.
And the goal all along, from back even at the end of last year, at last season, was to get to Cookeville.
Yes.
And I think this team, you all have it right there in front of you, and they can go as far as they want to go if they play the way they're capable of playing, certainly.
Yes, and if we go out and play at our best, we'll let the chips fall where they may. We just don't want to leave a game just saying that we didn't.
Sure.
We didn't do this or do that. If we play our best game and an opponent just so happened to get us, then we can hold our head up high and maybe a week or two kind of look back on all the successes and things that we accomplished this season.
Tonio Wilkerson is a young man we're going to visit with later in the show. Senior, going to Cumberland. Talk about what he has meant to the program because he came in as a sophomore and what he has done to help us get to where we are at this point.
Tonio has brought a physical presence that we've had a hard time finding here for a long time. Josh Phillip was the last big man. I was the assistant coach when he was here and ended up going to MTSU as a D1 signing. But he's brought a physical presence as far as rebounding, blocking shots. He's able to defend anybody that's 6'3" and up to 6'10". He'll go out there and battle. So to have him to anchor our middle for these many years has been equal to us having success, especially on the state and region level.
And he can shoot the rock. Great touch for a big man.
Yes, his ascension behind the three-point line, it's not by accident. Tonio takes a lot of time. He practiced that shot. He was decent at it last year, but he's a really, really good shooter this year. I mean, he's shooting 38% from behind the three. And that's been huge in helping keeping the floor space for Trey and Fred.
And I think, Tonio, you talk about the way he can defend all the way up to 6'10". I think some of my fondest memories when he leaves here will be the battles he had with Malik Dia at Innsworth because he answered the call, and defensively, some of his best games were in those games.
Yeah, we played Malik in the playoffs the year before with we had a pretty good team that year. We had just beat NBA back-to-back right before the playoffs. But we just had no answer for Malik. Sabino gave it his all when he was here, and Sam tried to guard him, but they didn't have the girth or the physical presence to be able to guard. And when Tonio came on campus, he was able to give us that from day one.
Awesome. Well, good luck this week. When we come back, we're going to be with Coach Kim DeMarigny, Thanks, Coach Wade.
Thanks for having me.
You girls having fun?
Yeah, I'm going to key of my own pretty soon. Me too.
Good night, Kia guy.
Good night.
Buckle up, Dad.
Are we there yet?
At Kia of Murfreesboro, we're here whether you're ready or not.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers. Putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
Welcome back. We were joined by Coach Kim DeMarigny. Coach, since we last spoke, you've had a couple of games. The first one I want to ask you about was Saturday night in Lexington, Kentucky, Tennessee versus Kentucky. I'm kidding. Tennessee fan here, big Kentucky, from Kentucky.
Hey, March is coming.
But let's talk to you. It's a busy week for you. Monday, you had CPA here. It was a snow makeup game. Mm-hmm. I saw a team that seemed to me shot lights out. They hit, it seemed like for a while CPA could not miss. Talk about that game and kind of how that went.
It's true. Well, we've been playing really well as a team, and we had prepared for CPA, and we were more concerned with their inside people, and their outside, their guards just knocked down lots of shots. So we had to make some adjustments. We did okay once we made our adjustments, but their shooting percentage was just phenomenal on that night. So, of course, we had a little bit of difficulty with that.
I'm curious from a coaching standpoint. So you go into a game like that, you have your game plan. Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson said everybody has a plan till they get punched in the mouth. They start hitting those outside shots. How quickly do you make those adjustments? Do you hold on to say, okay, let's see if they start to miss? Mm-hmm. And then what does that look like? Is that something you do at halftime, or is that something during a timeout you're going, okay, we're scrapping this and we're going to
right.
this?
As soon as it starts happening, we start thinking, okay, what adjustments do we need to make on the fly? So typically we'll wait till a couple things have happened that verifies, we need to make a change right now, and we make a change on the fly. Maybe call a timeout. Our girls are really conditioned to change it on the fly, though. Especially with defenses, we like to change them up frequently. So we actually had to call a timeout for that one and make some serious adjustments for their their perimeter players.
And when you're preparing for a team, I know we've talked about how far ahead you all look ahead at teams. You have Coach Rodriguez that looks ahead. When you prepare for a team like CPA, how many games are you looking at what their tendencies are? Do you pick and choose? Are you trying to watch most of the season?
We probably watched 10 of their games.
Okay.
So, we knew we didn't have them till later in the season, and so we had more opportunity to get more material on them. So we had watched a lot of film on them, and we were familiar with the capabilities that they had. But, it was we were coming in, off of a busy week, and we were kind of hoping, they're in a different place. You just never know how kids are going to react when they've been busy, but sure enough, they came in and knocked down lots of shots, and we had to make some really quick adjustments. But, we know their personnel pretty well.
Well, and that's the thing, the quick turnaround time. Friday you go at CPA. It's kind of weird to play a team twice in 1 week unless you're in tournament play.
Yeah, really not our favorite thing to do, but we have nothing to lose and they have everything to lose. So I am sure that they're going to be the ones who are a little more afraid of our presence than we are of theirs. So we're going to come in to take care of some business on Friday night. So we hope that we can do that.
One of the things about this program, when you started here and what you took over to where you are now, is the transformation of, okay, well, you're losing games, then, okay, well, we're losing by less, and then you're starting to win some games like Harpeth Hall and some of those. But also it's those close losses. I know we don't have moral victories, but I think it's a sign of the direction of where the program is going. And one of those losses happened on Tuesday night at Lipscomb. Yes. A 4-point loss. Talk about that game and the play of your team that night.
Well, that was a tough loss for us because we had previously beaten Lipscomb here at home. And, we haven't had many wins in our region. It's a very difficult region. So to be able to take care of them at home, and then, we knew that we were capable of beating them. We already had once. And, we played very well on Tuesday night. The ball just didn't fall sometimes, but, they took 14 more shots than we did.
Wow.
And so the volume of shots, where our selection was better, it was good. I was very pleased with their selection of shots, but we have to give ourselves more opportunities to score. Defense was excellent again. They've got a great player in number 12, Bella Shepard, and so we keyed in on her. We did our job there. We limited some of the other kids, but a couple other kids, of course, stepped up and knocked down some threes, which really helped them. But overall, I was real pleased with their performance. We just have to put the ball in the bucket a couple more times. That's really it.
And one of the things I noticed, in the first year you were here, you had some games that you led late, and the girls didn't really know how to react to that, and would play at this fast pace, miss a shot, they go down and score, and couldn't hang on. And it was a learning process to understand, okay, well, how do we play when we're ahead, because they weren't used to that.
Right. And even this season, we were leading at Grace Christian, and we did not know how to maintain the lead even at the end of the game. So even if we call timeouts, and set up things that we want to run, girls they're playing the game. They want to play the game, and just to think through, game management, time management is something. It's a skill that kids have to learn. So we're working on learning that. We're working on learning how to win. We've certainly learned how to lose. But now we have to learn how to win and how to take care of business when it comes down to, difficult situations. And we're going to practice them in practice, and we're going to translate those over into games.
And it's rare in a week when you do have two back-to-back games that happen Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday, obviously, we talked about you're going back again. And then Saturday, playoffs start, and you host a game right here. If you can get out to here, I believe it's going to be 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock,
St. Cecilia.
Yes, sir.
And, so talk about the quick turnaround time and getting ready for that.
Well, this will be our 4th game this week, and so that's a lot. The girls they're tired, but yet, they have lots of adrenaline flowing because it becomes tournament time. So it comes Saturday, everybody in the state has an even record, 0-0. It does not matter what you've done in the past, only what you do from that day forward. And so we found a new energy in knowing that on Saturday we start all over again. So we're looking forward to it. And
we're going to sit down after the break with Olivia Sabino, senior, honored her on senior night, talk about what she's meant to your program, and here she had the game-winning shot earlier this year, too.
So at Harpeth Hall, she had, with 7 seconds left, came in. Harpeth is really keying in on Bethany and Annie and some of our other players, and Olivia just took it right to the basket, and the Harpeth didn't know what to do with her. So that's the kind of person she is. She's not afraid of a situation. She's a joy to coach. She is very coachable. She takes it very seriously. She works hard. I don't ever have to ask her to, hey, could you pick it up a little bit? Olivia's always going hard. Just a tremendous person, always smiling. I love her. I love what she brings to our team, and we'll definitely miss her when she's gone next year.
Coach Kim DeMarigny, when we come back, we're going to speak with Olivia Sabino and Antonio Wilkerson.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
You girls having fun?
Yeah, I'm getting a key of my own pretty soon. Me too.
Good night, Kia guy.
Good night.
Buckle up, Dad.
Are we there yet?
At Kia of Murfreesboro, we're here whether you're ready or not.
We thrive under the lights. A city of performers. Putting on one heck of a show. Headlining night after night. Welcome to Smashville.
Welcome back. We are here with senior Tonio Wilkerson. Tonio, the only way I can interview you is sitting down. You don't want to see me standing next to this guy. You came here as a sophomore. You leave now as a senior. Talk about maybe some big moments or a big moment, maybe your favorite moment here during your basketball career at Pope.
So my sophomore year, we had played a lot of competition. One moment that I really want to specifically talk about is me playing against Malik Dia, who is now at Belmont. It was a really big challenge for me coming off an injury and me being a sophomore, but I feel like I matched up pretty well with him.
Well, and that's something Dr. Wade and I talked about earlier in the show, too. Those were fun matchups to watch. What's next for Tonio? I know you're going to play basketball. Talk about, you're going to Cumberland. Talk a little bit about the future for you.
I will be attending Cumberland University to further my academic and athletic career. I felt that Cumberland was really just the best fit for me being at the position that I am, me wanting to play the three instead of playing the 4 or 5, just for my size and everything. So yeah.
Awesome. I'm not going to let you out of here though. We're going to ask you some tough questions here, some hard hitting questions. First, get hype song before a game.
Anything by Rod Wave.
Rod Wave. Okay. Trey would probably say the same thing. Go to meal after a big game.
Usually we go to Texas Roadhouse probably.
Last show that you binged.
The Flash.
You watch a lot of shows in my class.
I do. The Flash probably. It's my 3rd time watching it. I really like it.
Do you have a preference, beach or mountains?
Definitely the beach.
Okay. Favorite class at Pope?
I would have to go with Miss Pepper's pre-calc class.
And Miss Pepper is probably somebody, your coaches. Talk a little bit about what your coaches have meant to you in your time here at Pope.
I do want to give a big thanks to all the coaches, Coach Wade, Coach Ricky, and Coach Abner. Without them, I really don't know where I would be at. Me coming over to Pope, they brought me in. They treated me like I'm one of their own, and they helped me get into college. They just helped me become a better man.
And me too, right? No, I'm kidding. All right. Tonio Wilkerson, watch him in the playoffs as we're coming up, and then look for him next winter at Cumberland. Thanks. We are joined by senior Olivia Sabino. I've watched you grow up here. It's hard for me to say senior. Talk about your years here at Pope and playing basketball and what it's meant to you, and basically how you've kind of transformed as a player.
Okay, well, first I just want to say thank you, Mr. Reynolds, for inviting me here today. It's been a big change. First year coming in, all I knew was my brother, and he played basketball, so I knew about Coach Wade, not too much about Coach Puckett. And then after her leaving, it was a new change for Ms. DeMarigny to come in. And I feel over the years with her, we've grown. She's grown as a coach, and we've grown as a team, and we've just come a long way from where we originally were. So it was really good.
Highlight of your career. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it happened on the road with a little buzzer beater there. Would that be accurate?
I would say that would be accurate. That was a really exciting win for us, because last year Harpeth Hall beat us, and then it was a close game, and we lost by only a few points. And so for us to be able to come back and win that game just at the last couple seconds was really great for the team.
What does the future hold for you after you graduate here and finish your basketball career here at Poe Prep?
I think I'm going to go to the University of Kentucky. I haven't officially decided yet, but basketball, I don't think I'm going to play anymore. But it's been a really great time here. It has nothing to do with the team or the coaches or anything. I just think it's time for me to pick something else and find a career in something else.
Now, you do know that the University of Tennessee beat the University of Kentucky this past. I brought that up, to Coach DeMarigny.
Yes.
But that's awesome. It's been so fun watching you play. But we're not going to let you out yet. We're going to ask a few quick questions here, hot seat questions, and see if you're ready.
Okay.
What's your game day hype song?
Headlines by Drake.
Okay, excellent. That's actually a real answer. Teammate Annie Gould last week had Frank Sinatra.
See, that's a problem.
Tell me about it. That's a whole nother show we'll get to next time. Go-to meal after a game.
I'd say peanut butter and jelly Uncrustable.
Ooh, I can go with that. Last show you binged?
Suits.
Okay.
Netflix, yes.
All right, I'm watching that right now. All right, beach or mountains?
Beach.
Okay, and then the last question, we're going to turn this back on academics, or maybe not. Favorite class that you've had here at Pope?
Have to say AP Lit, Miss Dobson. Amazing class. I love it.
I don't need to be hanging around these smart kids. It's, mine would have been PE or lunch or something. But thank you, Olivia, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.